Don't forget to check out the Hockey Podcast Network's newest affiliate, NHLShop.com. That's right, the official NHL merchandise page. Right now, they're giving 20% off orders over $25 with code NHLICE25. Also, if you use our link that we're going to tweet out after this episode, you can help support us and the other hosts at the Hockey Podcast Network.
This is the Hockey Podcast Network, your home for hockey talk on every team in the NHL.
Welcome to Offside by a Mile, the podcast for anything and everything Colorado Avalanche, and the official Avs podcast for the Hockey Podcast Network. Well, Avs fans, this is going to be a sad, mad, all of the above episode of the Offside by a Mile podcast today. Just an FYI, we're recording this prior to the Sunday night game. It's a bit late to get the recording in early enough for the Hockey Podcast Network, so we will be going over the Ducks game and the Canucks game, and yeah, those were rough.
Yeah, I mean, I've gone through many waves of emotions throughout these couple games. Once I look back and actually reflect, I honestly can't believe this didn't happen earlier.
Fair. Yeah, if you put it that way, for sure.
And honestly, that's why, in a way, I give them a bit of a pass, but it does mean I'm not going to shit on some people tonight, right? I'm just saying, I can't believe, honestly, like, we got spoiled. We got spoiled for 7 straight games, 9 straight row games, Frankie playing amazing, and then we're like, we get a little bit of a drop down, and it's like also...
Fuck, we've been spoiled for the last 2 months, it seems.
Right. And like, yeah, with all the injuries and everything that's happened, I honestly, looking back, I can't believe it took that long to have a bad game like that. That being against the Canucks. The Ducks game wasn't as bad, I thought.
It's not.
Also, I didn't get to really watch it in depth.
It's also not that good.
Yeah, it could have been better, for sure.
That being said, I think the worst part about this is the fact that, and I think it was kind of, you can say it was due for both teams, but St. Louis finally stumbles.
Yeah.
Avs have a chance to take over first in the Central, and they stumble too.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure like all of the top teams lost a game there. I believe it was... I'm trying to think if it was I think it was against the Canucks. That night, pretty much everybody lost.
Yeah.
That if they won, could have not helped us. But
yeah.
So, at least we got some help.
That being said, right? Like, going into Sunday night's game, they're still game in hand. If they win Sunday night, they can pull into a tie with St. Louis.
Exactly.
But yeah, the Ducks game starts okay with the fact that, Nemesnikov gets himself on the board with a snipe. We were recording the podcast, just the tail end of the podcast when this happened, and saw the tweet from, I can't remember who, but it was, I think maybe it was DNVR, basically saying like, ooh, Nemesnikov, what a move. Actually, I think it was the Avs Twitter handle that tweeted out that, and I was like, oh man, did he snipe? Nope, not quite a snipe, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, just
off his ass or his hip or whatever.
Yeah, whatever happened. It almost looked like he got it with his stick, but I don't think he did. But, I mean, when they slotted him in on the top line, I was a little bit like, I don't know if this is the move, but clearly he's stepped up. And like for a new guy to come into a team and then get slotted on a first line, which I doubt he or the Avs expected to use him on that first line, he's fitting well, and he's a gritty guy, and he presses the net. Like, he loves to drive the net. He's like another guy. I love how many people we have on this team that love to drive the net. Like Nichushkin, Jost is starting to do that a lot now, right?
Yeah.
Landeskog, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And then you stick Nemestikov on that top line, and man, like, he'll get in those dirty areas. Like, this guy he's kind of a bulldog, like, and he doesn't give two shits what you're gonna do to him. He's gonna get there. So
I still like Nichushkin on that wing in Rantan's spot.
yeah, I
Just
really
'cause
like that too.
The skill is there, like his hands and
Yeah,
the IQ.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he's
think
got finish, right? Where Nemestikov, maybe that's what's lacking for him. But
Yeah.
the heart is, if you want to help drive a line, that's part of what can do it, right? And if you look in Toronto with a guy like Hyman,
yeah, exactly, right.
everybody needs these guys that just have incredible heart and they just
Yeah.
work hard, right?
Puck retrievers and
Yeah. So that's,
pressures.
it would almost be better for Nemestikov, like more suited on the first line, if it was Landeskog that was out,
Yeah.
right? Because I'm not saying that you can have too much work, but Landeskog is kind of that guy for Mikko and Nate.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm not saying again it's too much, but he's not filling in the skill portion that you're missing with Rantanen, and obviously you're not going to necessarily fill that with Nichushkin either.
Yeah.
But I feel it's his high intensity skill is better.
Which maybe also was, a factor in this decision to make Nichushkin, pump up a different line.
Yeah,
Because, like, he's been playing well regardless of where he's been playing, right?
He's been playing fantastic.
And, like, yeah. So, maybe just trying to get different lines going and maybe trying to get Nemestikov going with... Because, like, they look like they've already built chemistry. Like, him and McKinnon even, too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, McKinnon had a killer game in this game, too, by the way, which was just... Oh, we needed it. We'll get to his goal later, but, that's just exactly what he needed and we needed.
Yeah, for sure. We've seen it in spurts from him lately, but it hasn't been a full 60 minutes. And I don't know if it was a full 60 minutes against Anaheim either, but there definitely was a lot more glimpses of the Nate we know.
Let me
Nate we
throw you
love.
on the back and I'll take you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, like a minute and a half later, I think, right? Yeah. It's 1-1 because common theme here. Nikita Zadorov doesn't play defense.
Well, he's trying to.
He's,
I don't even know if he's trying to.
It doesn't even look like he's trying to play hockey.
This
So-
one confuses me.
We've kind of talked about this one with Zadorov over the last 3, 4, 5 episodes.
Yeah.
The effort's just not there. He's just gliding around, just over pursuing. This game is 100% that.
Oh, it's a perfect example.
This goal is one of them, but there is worse.
Yep.
But he pursues his man all the way into the corner, leaving the front of the net for a forward to cover, rather than stopping and, retreating back to the danger area.
Or at least just having some kind of lane coverage.
Yeah.
Like, you can chase a bit, but you can't leave a hole open. Like, you're basically useless if you don't block a lane of some kind. Get a stick on the ice there or something. Like, he's just kind of...
Yeah, like his return,
floating.
eventually when he does go back to the net, he's just floating back.
Yeah.
But, like, I kind of get it. He's chasing his man because he's trying to end the cycle and trying to plaster him into the boards, and then he gets caught up with a quick stop and turnaround from, I believe it was Rowney. But then the effort to get back to the front of the net is a joke, an absolute joke.
It is. It's like, you can't reward players for that garbage. Like, that is... We've been trying to get rid of the lack of effort, and how much have we talked about that in the D zone when it comes to coverage and just like, getting into a scramble mode, and he's not even in scramble mode. He's legit, like, it feels like he's not even
He's in autopilot.
committed to anything there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
He's in autopilot, and that's brutal.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Rowney drives back to the net, chips it out in front. Agazino, tap in, wide open because he beats Jost.
Yep.
I mean, you can be a little upset with Jost for sure.
Yep.
He gets beat, I think, twice in this game in front.
Yeah, and I mean, that's just a case of you need to be harder on sticks if you're going to be there.
For sure. Again, right? Like you can give it to Jost, but it shouldn't even be his problem.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta your defenseman should be the guys playing defense down low, right? It's a struggle, but at the same time, this is a common theme in this game too for Jost, where he's actually maybe it's not twice in this game, but it's twice in the 2 games here for sure. He just gets beat to the front of the net, and it's kind of one of those things too. You're scrambling because your guy gets beat in the corner. Now all of a sudden it is a scramble to the front of the net. The offensive guy makes the decision first, right? And Jost is screwed because honestly, this is NHL. Most of the time, if you're in bad body position, you're not outworking a guy.
Yeah.
Goal 2. Well, I guess that's a big jump, but there's I don't know. Is there stuff worth talking about between the Ducks' first and second goal?
I don't know. It looked like it was a pretty crazy period.
It did.
When it comes to like entertainment value, it looked like it was a pretty fun period, honestly. But
just like the big time stuff is just it's a 7-goal game and 5 posts in this one.
It's the game of almost and a lot of posts, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Almost there. Like give it a little bit of different bounces, a little bit of different luck. Little more karma on our side, and that's a dub for sure.
Yeah, basically.
That's why this one was just tough because it's not for lack of trying, especially once we get later in OT and all that jazz.
Oh yeah.
The Avs, it was a decent effort at least, and at least there were a lot of dangerous opportunities. But you hit like 5 posts or whatever, and shit happens.
It's absolutely unreal. With what they did, it wasn't like they were shooting from the goal line and hitting posts. They were like the Landeskog one in overtime.
I know,
was a fucking snipe, and Miller had no idea where that puck was.
Yeah, grade A chances, man.
Right, and you're just like, holy.
Like,
but yeah,
an inch wider this net could be, right?
The second Anaheim goal. Tell me if you've heard this before, but watching this, you're like, oh man, this is just not a good play. Nathan McKinnon is in front of the net. Barbario's on his man in the corner, and they get kind of crossed up and end up chasing the same guy. Then the pass comes from Silverberg I guess it was Raquel taps Silverberg's stick and then gets to Gould, the defenseman coming down from the point, who is wide open because I believe Nemestikov is in the slot for some reason, not covering his D-man.
Yeah.
But again, this pass shouldn't even happen. So it's like that's like your third line of defense that it's now beating, which is, again, a common theme with this team too, where one breakdown happens, it seems like 4 breakdowns happen at the same time, and the puck's in the back of your net.
It's like a succession of garbage decisions in a row.
But I'm like watching this, and I'm like, why is McKinnon the guy in front?
The whole sequence that leads up to this goal is just, I don't know what the hell anybody's doing.
Yeah.
Like, everybody's just running around like, oh my God, I don't know how to defense.
So I'm like, where the hell is the second defense? Oh, it's 16. Huh. And he's in the high slot.
Yeah.
What the hell happened here?
Yeah.
So I watched the clip back a little, 6 more seconds. Oh, Zadorov chases his guy all the way up the boards, past the hash marks. And then rather than going back to the front of the net, he finds himself in the high slot and just plants his ass there.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like, I don't understand where his head's at lately. And
I
I don't even know what to say about him.
Right, and then if you go back to the start where it's like a miscommunication between Barberio and McKinnon,
which
it's
we were
like,
kind of praising Barberio the last game. He didn't have a good game. I don't think he had good 2 games really.
A lot of the defensemen didn't have great, like if you put them in if you put these 2 games in a bucket, every defenseman was bad at big points in both of these games.
Yep.
Right? Eric Johnson, who I've seen is getting some decent praise on Twitter, he was not good in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Right? And it's just like you just look at all 6 guys, well, I guess 7 guys that play D in these 2 games at points were awful.
Yeah.
Right? And you're just like, man, this is friggin' brutal. But again, you can't really expect Barberio and McKinnon to have this amazing defensive chemistry.
Right. Yeah, I mean,
right?
familiarity
Like,
goes a long
first
way,
of all, the, first line doesn't normally have that great of defensive structure anyway.
Yeah.
And then you have a guy like Barberio who's played 20 games?
Yeah, at most, realistically.
Right? So you just can't expect that. So it's then, again, you got to roll it back to Zadorov where you're like, what are you doing, man?
Yeah. And, that's what made his night pretty light after that.
Well, he still found his way to get on the opposite side of the score sheet, it seems.
Oh, exactly, and that's what I mean. And
but again,
the guy played 8 minutes, and all he did was damage to the team in 8 minutes.
Why, if you're Bednar, why is it that when I'd assume this is the Anaheim Ducks first line, to me, Raquel and Silverberg,
Yeah.
You'd think that's what, and I'm assuming Getzlaf was out there. I wasn't paying attention a lot to the other guys, but why is it your first line of forwards and Zadorov and Barberio out there against them?
Yeah.
I'm not saying you got to play a hard matchup game, but that just seems kind of odd.
Yeah, I don't really know exactly how it got set up when it
Right.
comes to line changes and everything,
but it's just
that was a
one of those,
mismatch.
right? Yeah,
it was a mismatch.
And against the Ducks, you're just like the first pairing, the first D pairing should have one job, and that's Raquel, Silverberg, and Getzlaf.
Yeah.
Right, and it's just one of those things where you're just at the end, you're just, maybe it was the middle of the line change or something or whatever, but they got burnt. They got burnt big time.
Doesn't look good, that's for sure. And I mean, I think that was the big thing about this game, and honestly, against the Canucks too. It was just a huge regression. What happened? We were having all these really solid defensive performances by everybody on the team.
Solid defensive performances, as in best in the NHL defensive performances.
Exactly,
right?
Really good numbers, really good, and really good penalty killing, and I mean, a lot of that just kind of disappeared. I don't even.
Up in smoke in a hurry.
It's like they just completely forgot the last 10 games that they just played.
Yeah.
And just went back to old habits. And it was painful. It was fucking painful to watch. Because I thought we were past it. I don't. Hopefully it's just a little blip in the radar here.
Yeah.
And this shit's gone as of tonight for us. But hopefully tomorrow, and everybody listening right now on Monday, that we're not talking about this garbage anymore. Because, shit, bro. That was so bad.
And it's not even the worst of it.
Oh, yeah.
It's not.
I'm just saying overall. Oh, man.
Now, 69 seconds later, 49 seconds later. Damn.
I was like, 69, what?
Just trying to force it. Didn't work. Avs are on the power play, and Landeskog walks himself off the boards, I believe.
Yeah, pretty much. Yep.
And just rips it.
Drills it home.
Awesome to see.
Yeah.
Love it from Landy.
You can just tell he loves shooting right now, which is always a good sign for Landeskog, because when he loves to shoot, he's shooting, he has a great shot.
Well, and it's perfect timing for the team, because Rantanen's obviously not skating, which,
exactly.
Knock on wood, we may see them this week.
Yeah. Obviously not tonight.
Sunday.
Yeah, Sunday. But yeah, I mean, at least, everything's progressing.
Yeah.
we need them back. Like watching these last 2 games, like, that's why it's not necessarily surprising to me at this point, after all of these games and all of these really good games, that we have some kind of garbage play. And man, it just makes me miss everybody, because if we get everybody back, like this is an oiled machine once we get everybody back.
I just don't see this happening with a healthy lineup. I just don't.
Right.
And like, I know they weren't perfect when they were back healthy for that little stretch, but again, if you can get more than 2 weeks with the full team, I feel like this is just, it's so hard to imagine this actually happening with Rantanen, with, like your Donskoy, your Kadri, like all these guys.
Kadri. Like,
Calvert.
how much have you missed Kadri at this point, right? Like, I see, like,
I don't know if you can see the fact that you miss him, but the fact, like, you start looking at some of this stuff and you're just like, Kadri is...
And Calvert. Yeah.
Kadri and Calvert are the answer to a lot of these problems right now.
Yeah.
A lot.
Like, they lock down a lot when it comes to defensive zone, and they're guys that don't ever slack.
And then, obviously, you add Makar in.
Right.
Slot a bunch of guys down, one more slot in the sixth defense. And you're just like, oh.
Get everybody back to their regular pairings, which were working out like pretty damn well for a long time there. And that's the other thing too about having all these players out. Like, these guys that are out have scored. I can't remember what that graphic was, but it was like 30-something% of our goals. Yeah, you don't think we are missing goals? If this was, a healthy lineup, I believe we come back and win this game. Like, and that's the thing, right? We have still not scored 4 goals since early February.
Jeez, I didn't even think of that, yeah.
Still. Like, this won't happen when we have Rantanen back and Kadri back.
I don't care how good Miller plays.
Makar.
I don't care how many posts
Seriously.
he hit. It doesn't matter.
Like, we'll find more chances. Like, that's the thing that's, I think, hurting a lot is, and if we continue having these defensive breakdowns, we don't have necessarily that huge ability to come back and outscore opponents right now. Like, we're kind of strapped.
Especially with McKinnon doing what he's been doing lately. And the dude's got, 90 points almost?
Yeah.
Like, it's not on him, but it's a case of...
He can't always, right?
Yeah, he can't always be the savior.
And he's been that for, 70% of the season this year?
Right? So it's just like, he needs some help.
Yeah.
And Sakic got him the help. It's just been injured. And it's frustrating, for sure.
But yeah, it's definitely a big hole not having Makar. Like, you notice it so much. And
even simple zone exits, you're just like, oh, man.
Seriously, man. He provides such a different look to breakouts with his ability to find crazy passes, but also, like, just his lateral and, like, explosive skating.
Yep.
But also, Graves misses him.
Yeah, he does.
Like, I've noticed Graves without Makar, it's just not. I don't know. He's just been a little bit off the last couple games, and he had some, like, at the start of the third period, he had that awful giveaway.
Yeah.
And it was just like a freaking straight up pass to the dude. Who was it? I can't even remember who it was, honestly.
I don't even remember who he gave it away to. But
it's like, dude, they're 30 seconds into the freaking third period. You're just going to give him a gift on Frankie here? Luckily, freaking Frankie stepped up, though.
Yeah.
And, like, I mean, Frankie kind of had a rough go in this game, and he hasn't had the greatest last
He definitely
had,
like, the Vancouver game was definitely worse.
Yeah.
I think could he have made a save or two in the Anaheim game? Sure, but, like, the chances that they got on their, like, that were given to the Ducks, man, it's just like,
yeah,
hook the guy up with some help here.
Especially the second goal, because, like, dude, like, he's there's no reason he should be worried about that.
Yeah,
like, cross seam backdoor pass.
Yeah,
and especially when everyone's just running around with their heads cut off. Like, holy crap.
Speaking of startup periods going, not the Avs way. Jost to start the second period where he just has the wide open net and just off the stick.
Yeah.
How Tyson Jost is
I was
that?
just going to say that's his year right there.
Not
lately, but
I was going to say, if he hadn't had his couple of games where it went well and he scored, that would be so Tyson Jost for this year.
Man.
Like,
Yeah, that would just be another hit to the
Yeah, he's never scoring again, for sure. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, that was rough.
But this one, the goal,
This is the
3-2 goal. This is the epitome of Zadorov.
of who?
Yeah. So does it Zadorov?
Have we talked about him already in this game?
I don't know.
Apparently, he should have been in the lineup against the Canucks. But
Canucks, yeah. I have no I don't even know how to explain what he was doing.
That's what I mean. Like I don't. It's like he can go from one game to being like seriously a defensive genius, shutdown, amazing, like Suter-esque player, and then all of a sudden he's, I don't even know, dude. Like not even AHL level. Like I don't know what he's doing, dude. I don't know what he's doing. What's his thought process there?
So for those that didn't watch this game and didn't see this, or maybe if you didn't see this, like you just didn't notice this happen on the replay, you got to go watch the highlight of this goal. Because Zadorov is on Frankie's left side of the net as, I don't even know who passes it out front, but
I think it's Getzlaf.
Yeah, you're right. Getzlaf passes it out front. Or he's behind the net, and he looks like he might skate behind the net, and then Zadorov just, like, freaks out, goes to the far side of the net.
I don't know what to do.
And then the pass actually comes out behind him, and it's a one-timer 5-hole on Frankie.
It's like super hesitation, man. That's like almost all three instances. Also, all three goals, Zadorov is a big part of why they are scoring. So don't give me this shit that he's playing well and he's in Bednar's doghouse. He fucking should be in the doghouse.
He hasn't been a good defensive defenseman for 2 months.
So long. So long.
It's not like he's having a bad week. It's not like he's having a bad couple weeks. He's having a bad season at this point.
Seriously. When it was a good
from
season.
Where he was in October, November, maybe a bit of December.
Yeah.
This might have been his best season as an Av.
Go back and listen to our episodes. We were praising the hell out of him.
Dude, he was amazing.
Yeah.
And then we talked to Tom from the Blue Knights podcast, and he has been hot garbage ever since.
Legit, yeah.
And this is just cherry on top of it. Like, this is the worst game he's played all year.
Oh, easily.
And
this is like the worst game an Av has played this year.
We saw it on Twitter, and anybody who says that Zadorov should have played on Friday is so out to lunch. I don't understand. I don't know
what game you're watching, dude. Like, did you watch the Ducks game? Did you watch? We just broke down 3 goals, and every single time we're drilling into Zadorov. Like, huge fails.
I understand. Like, I saw some of the arguments, and it's like, okay, they don't have Makar. Like, you can't take another one of your top 6 guys out of the lineup to prove a point. Zadorov took himself out of the lineup. No. This is not on Bednar.
Yeah, no, and you do not play him after that. How the hell are you going to play him after that? Connaughton did basically what he did, too. I'll say that. Like, Zadorov probably would have done the same shit Connaughton did against the Canucks, which Connaughton looked fucking awful, too. But
I don't know how you can defend that. And then I also saw the argument that if Zadorov gets benched, maybe Ian Cole should get benched. That is not a terrible take. It's not. It's not as bad. Like, Cole has been rough.
Yeah.
But Cole was not Ducks bad.
I mean, I've given Cole a lot of shit. But the thing is Cole does so many good things out there as well. Yeah, sure, he does have some brain farts. Fuck yeah, he does. He makes some bad passes. He makes some bad breakouts. He ices the puck. I don't know how many times he does that. He misses the net a lot. But, man, like, he plays the little things really smart. He's a good defensive player. He does have some defensive crap that happens, but not even close to the level of Big Z. There's not even comparable.
Zadorov played 8 minutes of ice time.
Yeah.
On Wednesday. I didn't realize it was that low.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
He played 8 minutes, and this is 3 goals. He's a -3.
That's like...
And they're all him.
That's like every second shift for him is a garbage shift.
I don't know how you can argue that he should have played on Friday. I don't. I do not get it.
Honestly, I wanted him to sit earlier.
If you think,
I wish he would have sat on fucking against
Wednesday.
Anaheim, man. Maybe the shit wouldn't have happened. I don't know.
But right, like it's just you can't tell me that you think that he would have made the team better on Friday.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, that's what I said, right? He probably would have played just about as well as Connaughton.
I also saw like Logan O'Connor should have been benched, and it's just like,
man, what are we gonna do though?
He's like your 15th forward.
Do you think that a depth forward is going to come in and play 20 minutes and make a huge difference in a game? No, there's no way. Any one of our depth players that's out there right now is barely good enough, right?
And I guess one thing we should talk about is Kaut and the fact that they sent him down before Wednesday's game.
And I'd say...
it was after Wednesday's game. Sorry, he played 9.5 minutes on Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate it. It's a business move, not a hockey move. I loved him, and I think he deserves to be an AV.
Mm-hmm.
But in the grand scheme of things, I think you want him. I think you want him 3 years from now on your team still at an ELC number.
Yeah,
because that's going to be the time
100%.
where the Avs are up against it cap wise, and you're going to need that guy at $700,000, $900,000.
It's just like I don't complain with that. Although, he was starting to play really well.
I definitely missed him on Friday.
Yep.
Like for sure missed him on Friday.
And I mean, my opinion on that too is if we're in a different situation and we're like put in the situation we were in last season, he's probably playing because we're fighting for that playoff spot.
Yeah.
We need everything we can get, right?
Yeah.
This is at this point, like we know we're making the playoffs, like barring a complete fucking meltdown. Which, holy shit, if there's any sign that it could be coming, knock on wood on that one.
The other thing is, and this was the other main reason I think they put Kaut down, is the fact that what's the point in burning his entry level deal if he's gonna play 2 or 3 more games?
Yeah.
Like if he's gonna play 11 or 12, and same thing, he played 9 minutes on Wednesday.
Yeah.
If he's gonna play 9 minutes and you're gonna just burn a year of his contract, that's really stupid asset management. Really, in the grand scheme of things. But Rantanen's probably back next week, or maybe it's Monday.
Same with Burakovsky.
Yeah, Burakovsky should be back soon.
Don't know what the hell I even.
Calvert should be back soon. Kadri should be back soon. If those 4 guys are back, Kaut's not playing.
Yeah, no matter what, right?
Again, if he's going to play 11 games, that's stupid.
And we got exactly the sample that we needed out of him and the Avs needed to see out of him. And not A+, but I'll give him a good solid A for showing what he can do.
Yeah.
And next year he's an Av.
Yeah, I think so.
It's fine. Hey, who knows? Maybe even we see him in the playoffs. We get some more bogged down with injuries. You never know, right? Because playoff games don't count towards... Do
they? I can't comment on that. I don't know for sure.
I'm not 100% sure, but I feel like I remember hearing that. Don't quote me on that though. So,
but yeah, I mean, this game is just this game. Couple minutes after the goal, Avs have a 2-on-1. Donskoy, or I don't know if it was a 2-on-1, but it felt like a 2-on-1 after the pass to Donskoy.
Pretty much. I mean, it was a great pass, great play anyway,
and should have been a tie game.
Yeah, he thought he did.
Smashes the post on a really great shot. Beats Miller. Just doesn't beat the post again.
Yeah,
I think that was the third one of the night or something.
Yeah, because that was like legit. I think 2 or 3 minutes after Chuchi friggin' rocks the post as well.
Right.
And it's like, here we go.
It's just like, God damn it.
Ping fest over here.
Start the third. We kind of brought this up. The fact that Graves brutally gives the puck away to start. Frankie Graves owes Frankie a beer and a half, or maybe a pitcher after that one, because that would have been so brutal.
Yeah, could you imagine? That would have shut the game right down. Yeah,
could you imagine that was 4-3? Or sorry, 4-2?
4-2 at that point, yeah. Like that would have been tough to come back from for sure.
I don't know, 5 or 6 minutes after that giveaway though. Not like a power play goal by the stat, but not really a power play goal in execution. Just a rush goal by McKinnon.
Yeah.
And we've said it a million times, and I'll say it again, and this game had some of it too. This break-in stuff on the power play drives me fucking mental.
Yeah.
I hate it. I hate it so much. And this was kind of a broken one too, where Landeskog and McKinnon were the last two guys back, and they didn't quite do it properly, and they kind of flubbed it. And then all of a sudden, McKinnon just gets open and just rips it under the glove.
All right, I'm going, guys. Yeah, I love it, man. It's been a while since we've seen a good Nate goal like that, and that's just we used to see that like nightly. For a time, it was at least every second night you see a goal by Nate.
Talk about us being spoiled.
Yeah,
seriously. Right there.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it was a great goal, man. It was so good to see. I love when that switch flips and he gets past his first defender and he's just like, all right, here we go, boys.
It's time.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was some chances to finish the third there, but we're already half an hour in, so it's time to go.
Yeah.
Overtime was, and
crazy, man.
You all know I have issues with the Avs overtime. This was not one of them.
Yeah,
the Avs were all over the Ducks in this overtime.
That was intense, man. There was chances both ways. A lot of end-to-end.
The Avs had 7 shots in overtime.
Yeah.
Put in perspective, they had 8 and 7 in the third and second. Like
they had 7 shots on goal, but they also hit 2 posts. Hit 2 posts.
Which, for those that aren't superstitious or don't know of this superstition, if you hit the post in overtime, you're going to lose the game every time. So that's why the Avs lost.
Yeah.
It was kind of the moment the first post gets hit, it was just like, oh, the force field's up.
Oh, shit.
The force field's up. You can't score.
Yeah.
Brutal. I like both of them. The first one was just like, oh, really? And then Landeskog, you're just like.
And, oh, man, that would have been such a beauty, too, right? And to add insult to injury, we also had, basically 2 breakaways. Gerard had about 2 hours on a breakaway.
No, not a breakaway. A 2-on-0.
Oh, yeah, it could have been a 2-on-0. Joseph's just like, here, man, I'm tired. Go get it.
I'm going to interfere with this guy and make sure you have an hour.
Yeah.
You have to score on a 2-on-0 in the NHL. You have to.
You can tell Gerard doesn't do breakaways too often.
Yeah, which, I mean, it's one of those things, right? You can look at it that way, too, where you're like, Gerard. But again, Jose is just like, man, you got to leave everything out. Like, you got to get up there, man. Like,
yeah.
You gotta just bust your ass.
I think that's when you I would still maybe give it to Gerard, but then you get on your horse and you just drive that net.
I don't care if you're tired. Yeah. There's something there.
Everyone's tired at that point.
Because you skated back to the bench.
Yeah.
Right? It's just one of those where you got to give him an option. Because if he gives him the option, then Miller's got to think about him being an option.
Right. Even if he's a late option.
The way he drove, or the way he just kind of went behind him, it's like, well... The only issue is if Miller gives a rebound out there.
And I mean, maybe if that's like McKinnon or like Makar or someone like that, yeah, you could maybe just take your time because he might score, like at least put up a better effort. But at the same time, too, like you got to drive the rebound too.
Yeah.
What if there's a rebound there? Which there kind of is, but
almost forgot McKinnon breaking Getzlaf's ankles.
Oh man, that was so good. He just friggin'. Oh, the spinorama. Getzlaf is just like...
It reminds me of what Makar did earlier in the season to...
Right, who was that?
I don't even remember. Couture or something? No.
It was like the Devils or something?
I don't even remember who it was, but...
But yeah, same kind of thing, yeah. Just too quick for you.
It's really too bad he didn't score in that.
Oh, could you imagine? That was a really good chance, too.
That would have been on some blooper reels and some highlight of the nights, and oh, man, it would have been great.
Yeah. I mean, talk about strong-ass legs, dude.
Yeah. And then...
and weak-ass little twig gets that legs.
And then with basically 2 seconds to go, Raquel gets a pretty decent wrist shot off of... Whose stick was that?
Oh, yeah, it's Gerard.
So, not
rough OT period.
Not only does he not score on a breakaway, but then he scores on Frankie.
Don Cherry, I don't know is he still doing his podcast too?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Man, he probably if he's talking about like all the same shit, he probably fucking kids. This is not how you do it. Gotta get the stick out of the lane. Seriously though, that was terrible. Like, You can't do that. Because you can tell. Like, you look at Frankie's reaction, and he's like, dude, I probably could have saved it.
I've had this not argument, but like discussion before. I'm not as mad about this one as Grapes.
Yeah,
because the amount of times that these end up in the netting, like 40 feet up, is pretty often.
Like 95% of the time.
And with 2 seconds left in the period, you're just trying to get it to a shootout. I don't blame Gerard.
Yeah.
It's the ones that are like where your stick's in the lane by accident. You're not actually trying, but you're just being lazy and not actually trying to get the stick out of the lane.
Yeah.
Like this one, he's pretty close to being good.
Like he does
it's off the bar.
He does the right thing.
It's off the bar, right? So it's like it's a half a degree more, and that puck misses the net, right?
It just had to go in, man.
It just had to go in.
Like, yeah, Landy rips it off the post. Like, all the post. Like, Joe straight before that goal, he had like a little bit of a breakaway, got shut down.
I'm telling you, if you hit the post in overtime and don't score.
Especially twice,
game over.
Man.
Especially twice.
It's not happening.
Yep.
But, you know, at least we got a point.
Yeah, that's
out of that.
The bonus. McKinnon basically gets the Avs a point.
And, I mean, if you look at recency, and we had just, you know, that ended our winning streak, you know, it's okay.
The other good thing is the fact that the power play went 2 for 3.
Yep.
Kind of got that off the slump that it was on.
Which is like, man, how long has it been since we scored 2 power play goals? Actually, it wasn't that long ago. Right?
It wasn't, but it feels like it.
But it's few and far between, for sure.
Another bonus on these 2 games is the penalty kill was perfect.
Yeah.
Silver lining. But yeah, into Vancouver on Saturday.
This game was bad.
There's not a lot of good in this one. There's not. It's
This one for me is I want to forget about it. Like, the Ducks game, I think I was a little bit more pissed off because I know it was a winnable game. This game was trash. Trash, dude. This is one of the worst games we've played in a long time.
Starts off real well. Minute and 22 into the game, and it's 1-0 Vancouver. And I know you tweeted out that you were really happy with these great starts the Avs have.
Oh, yeah. Just really good 5 minutes at the start of every game, not. We need to come out of the gate quicker. I don't understand what happened to that. Like, we used to be right, like, engaged right away.
Well, that's
kind of floated away.
This one is Avs classic puck watching, and Troy Stetcher, the far defenseman, is wide open on the only one on the far side of the ice, because 4 guys are right against the boards pretty much. Well, 3 for sure against the boards. You have your defenseman that's at the bottom of the circle, and then you have, was it Nieto maybe? That was left to kind of try and defend Stetcher. I can't remember.
I can't remember either.
But he's just like, it's basically a 2-on-1 with Stetcher being wide open behind him. So he gets to walk into one, and he just beats Frankie no problem. Frankie's glove was not exactly on fire on this one.
Yeah.
That's part of the problem too. Is like Frankie wasn't great in this one. Just every Av seemed to show up on the not great tonight.
Yeah, and I think that goes to show you just how well he was playing and how much that mattered.
Yeah,
because he legit put our team on his back for pretty much 7 games. Like, I mean, we did play really well in front of him, and I mean maybe that's part of it too. Is like we weren't giving up these god awful chances. I mean, kind of helps goalies. Mm-hmm. And then when he doesn't, and I mean, probably against Anaheim, kind of shot his confidence a little bit. I mean, but that's what happens.
Another ice time comment. And I'm not really sure why this is happening all of a sudden, but Bednar is... In the month of March, we've been over the schedule and what it's going to look like and what it does look like for how busy the Avs are and how often they're playing. It's every other night aside from the one back-to-back.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not really sure why you're going to dress 12 forwards and not play them.
Yeah. It's
Why
tough.
even bother dressing Dries if you're going to play him for 4 minutes?
Yeah, I know.
356.
What's
the point?
That just seems like, a wasted roster spot. And I mean, obviously, no one has faith in Dries. Obviously, Bednar doesn't because he played 356.
Yeah. Right, and then on top, and then O'Connor played 619. Kamenev played 626. Why dress 12 forwards if you're going to play 9?
Like, that's an extremely low ice time total for the last line. Like, normally teams, it's like 9 to 12 minutes or something.
The Avs, at the moment, and basically not since last year, the Avs don't have a top-heavy roster like that, especially right now without Rantanen.
Yeah, we haven't had
without Rantanen, Kadri, and Calvert. Oh, and Burakovsky. Right? So it's just like, why? What's the point?
Yeah, and I mean...
And then if you look at the D, then Ian Cole had an 846 night too, and he was -3.
Yeah.
Huh, weird.
Yeah.
Right? And
yeah, I mean...
So again, right? And I'm not blaming you for... I'm not blaming Bednar for not playing Cole. That's same as not playing Zadorov, right? It's... it's a feel thing, but the whole fourth line played 6.5 or less.
Yeah.
Which...
That's tough.
If we get to the second goal, we can kind of zone in on part of where Ian Cole blew it. Now, this isn't all on Ian Cole, because Ryan Graves is definitely in the doghouse for this one. The pinch at the blue line against a forward that has complete control of the puck is never a good idea.
There is so much wrong with this goal. It's... At first, I was like, Graves, what the fuck? But then you watch everybody in this play, and you're like, everybody fucks up here.
Everybody's like, oh, man, you're going to win this pinch. I don't need a back check.
That was such a bad pinch, too, because, if you're going to do that, get your ass on the boards, too.
Yeah, get on the boards and get on the
You can't just give him the bank opportunity when you just skated by the other dude.
He's there.
He's there. And it's fucking Pettersson.
Yeah.
But then
awareness.
it's just a chain of events, because look at the back check is awful. The coverage by Cole is awful. Everything's awful. No one steps up.
You heard it here first, everyone. The high-quality analysis by the Offside by Mile guys.
Yeah.
It was awful.
It was awful. Grade A, awful. Yeah. It was that goal. That goal right there was when I'm like, oh, we are losing this game.
This
game is gone.
Oh.
It's already gone. It's the first damn period, and I know that we're playing like garbage.
But yeah,
tonight.
so awful at the blue line. And then you get to Ian Cole.
I don't know what the hell he's doing.
I'll give him half a bit of credit. You can't let Pettersson just shoot.
Yeah. It
However,
could have been executed a little better.
How many times have we watched the Avs lately lay down on a 2-on-1 and take the pass away and then force a harder shot?
Mm-hmm. Well, it's...
Ian Cole decides to, I don't know, jump in front of Pettersson?
Yeah, it was kind of I think he knew what he wanted to do. He just, didn't do it.
His brain
his body just
malfunctioned
didn't do it. Right. And, I think, Makar's been doing that really well. I don't know, it was probably 2 or 3 episodes ago, we were talking about exactly this when it came to Makar. And, Cole just does not do it right.
Because the moment he commits to Pettersson just feathers the pass across.
And it's Pettersson, right? You got to know.
That's exactly what he was waiting for.
Yeah. He wants that.
He was either going to rip it under the bar, or if you gave him the opportunity to make the pass, he was going to take the pass.
Yeah, he's going to take whatever you give him there. And
right?
I think,
Ian Cole's in a shitty spot, which is why you gotta blame it farther down the line here on Graves and the back check.
Well, that's the thing, right?
But this is never how you play a 2-on-1.
Yeah,
ever.
And he's in that situation, right? So, it's a tough situation because Pettersson can fire that thing like a beauty. Like, he's got one of the best shots in the league.
We watched his first ever goal in Calgary, and that thing was labeled the moment it left his stick.
You knew right away that this dude was a shooter, but he's equally as good as a playmaker.
Yeah.
So that, I mean, it's a tough situation for Cole, and that's the biggest thing is that back check. Who is it, Kamenev or something or
something like that? Yeah, yeah, it was Kamenev. Yeah.
Oh my god, dude! Like, you have to skate harder than that, dude. Like, he could have changed that play if he gets on his horse.
If he busts his ass
and gets to Miller, then Cole can just take Pettersson.
Mm-hmm.
And that play's not happening. Like, there's no way that... Well, there's a way. It's Pettersson. But...
True.
That lowers the possibility way down if you just get on your horse. And, I mean, it all starts with Graves with that shit pinch.
The good thing about this is the fact that, like, less than a minute later, EJ gets on the board with a bit of a gift from...
With a rocket!
With a bit of a gift from Demko.
Yeah.
Really, nice play by McKinnon. Nice, like...
Yeah.
I don't know how you defend this. I don't.
Oh,
I don't know what you're supposed to do. But when McKinnon is hauling ass right down your throat, and then he hits the brakes and stops on a dime...
Like, his legs are insane.
And then just dishes it to Johnson, and he just rifles a 5-hole.
Yeah.
Demko's got to have that. But, like,
Probably.
as a defenseman, I don't know how you defend that.
And even as a goalie, I'm sure that's kind of like a shock. You're like, oh. But, like, yeah, I mean, I love, like, you just see the huge cloud of ice and snow that comes up from McKinnon's skates. And I mean,
that's why every 5 minutes they need to shovel the ice.
Yeah. And, I mean, he's turning it up, which is perfect timing right now. And, I mean, just wait till, like, Rantanen gets back. They're going to, I guarantee they will pop off for, like, the last 10 games that they're going to be playing together. Guaranteed.
I guarantee, too. I can't wait.
That's all I can think about at this point. Is just
I think
like,
that's what's the most frustrating about this game and, like, this situation now, too, with the fact that it's like, okay, we can catch the Blues. Like, we've done a good enough job in the last 3 weeks to catch the Blues. Can we get some health, please?
Yeah, like, give us some positivity to work on here. And it's like you've already displayed with the time on ice of that fourth line. Like, that's not happening. Once we have a healthy lineup, it's back to roll the wheel, man. Roll the wheel. And it's just continuous pressure. And, like, that's the thing. Like, people are getting tired now. And I know I don't want to use excuses for everyone.
Well, but especially with the March schedule, you got to play everybody. You gotta.
Yeah, like, you need a full lineup.
18 minutes should be maximum.
Yeah, seriously. Especially, like, some of these numbers, like, I mean, people are playing more than they should be playing.
Like, I know Nathan McKinnon can play 22 minutes a night, which he did on Friday.
Yeah.
Or, sorry, on Saturday. No, this was Friday, right?
Yeah, it was Friday. I know. I felt like there should have been a game on Saturday, too, just because we've had a lot of back-to-backs.
But, like, when you're playing every other night, you're going to get worn down, and we can't have that for April.
Yeah.
But, second period starts. This is another beautiful pinch. But, to me, the pinch is fine. The pinch is right. Because it's more than a 50-50 shot for the Avs to win this battle.
Yeah.
The Canucks just win the battle. Erik Johnson. This is the one. I don't know what the hell he's doing. He's just watching Cole. I think it was Cole. Yeah, it was totally Cole. On the boards, in a battle. And he's watching him from across the ice on the blue line.
Yeah. That's when you got to get your stagger on.
Yeah. Why did you not back off just in case he missed it? Or just in case he didn't win the battle?
Little too offensive-minded at that point. I don't know. He's like, I got a couple goals last couple games. I'm a scorer.
That's the next thing, right? That's the thing that is... It's not like Cole was getting the puck across to him.
Yeah.
If Cole wins that, it's going into the corner.
Yeah.
There is nothing that Erik Johnson's going to do
he's
offensively inside the blue line.
He's doing no good there.
So then when the battle's lost, Erik Johnson's in a foot race with Zach McEwen.
Good luck.
And I didn't know that Erik Johnson couldn't skate. Because that was probably the worst I think I've seen in a long time. That was the weirdest looking strides out of an NHL defenseman I've seen in a very long time.
Yeah, I mean,
That was a struggle. He had some cement shoes on or something, because maybe it was a long shift, but again, even more reason to back off the moment your guy gets in trouble. Even more of a reason.
Give yourself a chance, dude.
Right? And it's if he's backed off to maybe the red line is ideal, but even if he's, a couple of strides in front of the red line,
well, at least
he wins that race.
At least he's already on pace, right?
Yeah.
Because basically he's starting out from a stop almost.
Which,
at that
again,
point.
How can you be flat-footed when your partner's in trouble?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense because that's it's like step one of being on the point in those situations is you're the safety man. You're not attacking the puck. Why are you in the zone?
You're not Nathan you're not Nathan McKinnon. You're not Cale McCarr. You're not Eric Carlson.
Yeah, you can't catch up. You know how you can skate, EJ. You can't skate like that.
That was a frustrating one to watch because you're oh, maybe he'll get there, and you're just watching him skate. I'm just nope. No,
which is
ain't.
Weird again, right? These plays, this was not happening for a long time. How I don't even know. It's been a while since we've actually had bad pinches that. It just seems like everybody's hockey IQ is just getting lower. These two games, God, I hope we play better tonight. Hopefully tomorrow it's a better feeling, but
everybody's been chewing on some paint chips or something.
Yeah, seriously,
again though, a minute later, basically, almost a carbon copy of Landeskog's goal in Anaheim.
Yeah,
or against Anaheim. It peels off the sideboards and shelf.
Yeah, and just great forecheck by Nate, and that's our top line. Pressure, and then overload them. And Gabe, man, that's his 20th goal. I think that gave him seventh season.
Yeah,
it was 7.
Yeah,
because he passed Peter Forsberg, ladies and gentlemen,
right,
for most 20-goal seasons in Avs history. And Peter Forsberg has 6. We all know he kind of had a shorter career.
And he was kind of okay.
But, can't say enough about Gabe right now. He's, honestly, if there's anybody, he's been one of the best.
He's been the most consistent, for sure, over the last 3 weeks.
Yeah.
3-3 game. 5 minutes later-ish. Val. Chuchi. Comes flying down the wing and just rips it under the glove.
Freaking rips it, man. Gotta love it.
Kind of.
That's all you have to say.
McKinnon-esque, right? Where it's just just the rush play, just rips it on net. That's
it's just okay, I'm going to score now. Okay, here we go.
It's good to see. Just a nice breakout. Just drives. It's awesome. Problem is the Avs can't get to the second intermission tied because it's this game. I believe this is right. I can't forget this. This is the right after this goal, right before this goal is the gong show in front where Kamenev. I can't remember who was on the breakaway, but Demko makes a nice save. Ends up making an even nicer save on his rebound, doing the splits coming across, and then Kamenev just super drives the net.
Yeah. He was just I'm not stopping.
I'm just going to run you over. I don't care.
I got pushed out now.
Ends up knocking it off. The puck kind of maybe sort of goes in the net before.
Who the hell even knows where the puck was there?
Watching the Avs broadcast, they were humming and hawing. There was not a chance that was counting.
There was no way. Could you imagine getting that goal scored on you and that's allowed? Be oh, well. Okay, so here, you can have the puck just go straight at Demko.
Right. It's kind of going back to the goal interference stuff from weeks ago. Kamenev is driving the net. There is zero intent to stop. I don't give a shit if he's nudged on the way. He is not. He didn't try to turn his feet. He didn't try to stop.
He didn't try to break at all.
So the moment he hits the puck and hits Demko, that play is not counting.
It's gone,
in my opinion.
Especially because Demko makes the save.
Yeah.
And then
he just drives through his leg and
it's called physics.
Gong show happens.
Yeah.
But yeah, then Nuke scores after that.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is the second one of the two games where Jost. This is the 4-3 goal. Jost gets just out worked
Right.
in front of the net.
I just saw the note that I put there. I just put Myers hit on Jost. But yeah, that was rough.
Jost just had not the greatest defensive couple of games here, along with 90% of his teammates. So again, he's the one that gets beat. He's the one that's the front center guy on this goal, but he didn't do a whole lot different than the rest of his teammates in these two games.
Yeah.
You want him to be better. You want the rest of the team to be better. Is what it is. Avs are down 4-3, and this is basically the end of the game.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, I was so far from caring. I was just like, man, I am getting way too mad. I'm just not going to care anymore. And I basically had one eye on the game and one eye on doing whatever the hell else I wanted to do because I couldn't, emotionally, I just couldn't take it. Couldn't take it anymore.
Couldn't pay me enough to care about this.
It was too far gone. It was so far gone. And I mean, yeah, I mean, you already said it, but Jost, like, he sees it coming too. Like, he sees Roussel just coming down on him, and he just kind of lets him go. Like, you got to be hard on. All you have to do is just stick press the crap out of that guy. You're not going to get a penalty for, like, do something.
It was another case of puck watching too. Rather than playing defense against the guy, he wanted to make sure if the puck was coming or not.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Is we're getting so distracted again by these so much.
Right?
We talked about this way earlier. This is what I mean. Like, we're guessing what happened.
But again, you know why? Laziness.
Yeah, pure.
Because if you don't think the puck is coming, why waste the energy to play defense?
Yeah.
Or you just play
ignorance.
defense and the guy just doesn't get a goal.
It's pretty much ignorant. It's like an ignorant defensive style that we played in both these games. It's just like, it's fine. Frankie's got this, right? Like, he was just a top 3 star of the week twice in a row. Like, he's got it, right? No.
Again, I kind of did the same thing in the third period as you, so we'll just touch on the 5-3 goal, the empty netters, then empty netter. Gaudette with a little cheeky play. For sure on that. Or maybe it wasn't. Was it Gaudette? Maybe it was McEwen. I can't remember. But whoever was on Donskoy in the corner, the puck is coming around. Donskoy is going to grab it. And maybe it was Gaudette, I think. And he just, like, jabs at his hand. So Donskoy's hand falls off his stick. And then he can't play the puck. And then Roussel gets it, passes it out to McEwen. And in the back of the net it goes.
Right.
And it's just like... As an Avs fan, you're like, fuck, man, that could have been a slash. But then you're like, yeah, probably not. Like, in my opinion, it wasn't a slash. It's just like a little, I mean, happens all the time, right?
Yeah, I don't know if I'd ever want to see that called.
I don't either, but it's a stick on the hand, right?
But
so it's just like...
It does get called too, right?
Right? Little stick on the hands happen.
Yeah.
But it's just like the way he does it. It's one of those plays, it's just he's trying to get...
Hey, man.
It's cheeky, 100%.
Yeah, it's called thinking ahead and thinking outside the box.
You don't have to hurt guys. You don't have to hurt guys to make them not be able to play the game. And knocking the guy's stick out of his hand by nudging his hand or whatever, man, it was such a slight thing, but Donskoy all of a sudden can't play the puck. And then Roussel gets it, no problem.
Yeah.
But another one where Barberio gets burned because his man is Roussel and he just watches him go behind the net. And then he stands there. He kind of has the old Zadorov, like, just stand beside the net.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you could have just, punched. And I don't know if he gets there anyway. Like, I don't know if this matters. Like, I don't know if he gets to McEwen in time. But he wasn't even trying. Like, he didn't even try to pop out in front of Francouz to help him. He just stopped at the corner of the net and was like, I'm good. Oh, they scored.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and I mean, that is an issue. Like Cole playing 8:46 in this game, it hurts.
It hurts.
Obviously, he doesn't deserve to. But I wrote down how much ice time did Connaughton have? He had almost 19 minutes of ice time, and I wasn't impressed at all. And
I'd say I wasn't impressed either. I didn't really notice him. However, he's 0.
I mean, I know his stat line isn't terrible, but I mean, we're playing Connaughton almost 19 minutes in a night. It's like, oh God, dude, what?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's one of those feel things too, right? And it's
Cole, man. Like you can't
didn't
reward that.
Yeah, you can't give Cole more ice time.
It's like Zadorov. Like I didn't want Zadorov playing in this game either.
Yeah.
So
and right, it's that, and it's somebody's got to play,
and that's
you can't play EJ 28 minutes.
Right. And that's the problem is these guys can't be playing like this right now. Like this is absolutely inexcusable. And for anybody defending Zadorov, like come on, dude. I can't believe that garbage ass take. He's just sitting him because he doesn't like Zadorov. Who the fuck's gonna like him after that game? I don't understand. You can't play that. He deserves to sit in that press box. Maybe he watches Cole and he's like, "What the hell is this guy doing?" Oh, that's what I was doing. Like you gotta sometimes watch the play happen.
Well, like
I go back to last year, honestly, with the Flames, and I know this is a different team, but they sat Brody for a while. Who's second highest paid defenseman on that team, who plays huge minutes for that team all the time. I think they sat him for 3 games or something, and then he comes back and he played great after. Sometimes you got to take a seat in the press box, watch the game from above. Maybe you can pick out different things about the whole team and think about what you can do better. Because seriously, he needs it. And I hope to God when he comes back, he's fresher and smarter. Basically,
we've talked about it. Zadorov is an offensive defenseman on this team. If he's not playing defense, he's useless. He's got 13 points.
What else is he gonna do?
He's got 13 points this year. He's not offensively helping the team.
Yeah.
So if he ain't gonna play defense, he ain't gonna play.
Yeah.
You can say that about Ian Cole, but he's got 25 points this year.
Which is crazy.
It's abnormal for him for sure, but he's still helping sometimes.
It's career high too, right?
Yeah. It's been a career for a while.
Well, for the most part, he's not been like that every game, like Zadorov has.
He's had his moments, but Zadorov's, man, that Wednesday was just so bad.
Yeah.
Again, Sunday night they're playing the Sharks. Fingers crossed. Hopefully they end up tied with St. Louis tonight.
I mean, it's the Sharks, so let's score some goals. I hope we score some goals in this game. We need 4 goals at least. When is it gonna happen?
Yeah, can we get 4? I miss 4.
It's tough. I mean, that was the shitty thing about this game, because once they started scoring a lot, you're like, we can't catch up. We can't catch up right now. We can't.
And on top of that, we kind of talked about it last episode where Vancouver was struggling, and it's just like, yeah, you guys want to get off the struggle bus? Here you go.
Yeah. And, man, it's just such a shame that Makar was out, because I really wanted to see that. Honestly, Hughes didn't really impress me very much in that game.
No.
Did he even get any points? I don't even think he got a point. He didn't.
We'll see. I just need Makar back.
I know. I miss him.
So sad.
That's I get so much more entertainment just watching him during a game. You're just like, we could be losing. He'll do something nice and be like, it's fine.
So yeah, tonight, if you're listening Monday, Avs play the Kings too. Super late one too, 8:30 start.
Gotta love it.
So, have a nap if you need to, and then turn the game on. But other than that, thanks for tuning in to the Offside by a Mile podcast, and we will catch you on Thursday.
Bye-bye.
The biggest thing you can do to support us is by going to iTunes or Apple Podcasts and giving us a 5-star rating. Also, if you're looking to donate to the network, visit the Hockey Podcast Network's Patreon page. All donations go straight to the podcast host. Thanks, and see you next episode.
You're listening to the Hockey Podcast Network on Twitter @HockeyPodNet. New episodes every Monday and Thursday. Download at thehockeypodcastnetwork.com or wherever you get your podcasts from.